Why is it that once many men hit 60, they start planning their day around restroom access? Could something as small as your caffeine habit or how long you sit on the couch be silently affecting your prostate health? Today, we're unpacking the 10 daily habits that could be contributing to prostate enlargement, something that affects nearly half of all men over the age of 60. The good news? With just a few small changes, you can take real control over your health. Let's break it down. Before we jump into the habits, it's important to know what to look for. If you're waking up multiple times at night to pee, feeling like you have to go but can't quite start, or noticing a weak or interrupted urine stream, these could be signs of an enlarging prostate, what doctors call benign prostatic hyperplasia or BPH. It's incredibly common, and while it's not cancerous, it can significantly impact your comfort and quality of life. Fortunately, lifestyle plays a big role in how fast or severely this condition develops. It sounds almost too simple, just drink more water. But dehydration isn't just about feeling thirsty. For older men, it can be the silent accelerator behind worsening prostate symptoms. Imagine your bladder as a tank and your urine as the fuel that runs through it. When you're well hydrated, the fluid is diluted, smooth, and causes minimal irritation. But when you're dehydrated, your urine becomes darker, more acidic, and highly concentrated with waste products. That kind of urine doesn't just sit quietly, it irritates the lining of your bladder and urethra, making your body feel like it constantly needs to flush itself out. The result? Frequent urination, urgency, and nighttime bathroom trips that wreck your sleep. But here's where it connects directly to the prostate. An inflamed or enlarged prostate already puts pressure on the urethra, the tube that carries urine from the bladder. Add concentrated urine to the mix, and your urinary system becomes hypersensitive, overactive, and frankly, exhausted from working overtime. And here's the twist. Many men, noticing that they're urinating more often, actually respond by drinking less water, thinking it will slow things down. But that backfires. Less water means even more concentrated urine, which leads to even more irritation. It's a vicious cycle that keeps your prostate and bladder in constant distress. So what's the fix? It's not just about more water, it's about smarter hydration. Spread your water intake evenly throughout the day. Start your morning with a glass of water before coffee. Keep a refillable bottle nearby as a reminder. And if you're waking up frequently at night, consider tapering off your water intake after dinner, rather than cutting it out completely. Also, not all fluids are created equal. Coffee, soda, and alcohol may technically count as fluids, but they act as diuretics, pulling water out of your body rather than keeping it in. So when we talk about hydration, we're talking clean, simple water, and lots of it. Hydrating isn't just about thirst, it's about giving your prostate the environment it needs to function without irritation. It's step one, but it's one of the most powerful steps you can take. Let's be honest, how many hours a day are you sitting? Whether it's driving, watching TV, eating meals, or scrolling through your phone, sitting has quietly become the default position for most of our waking hours. And while it might feel harmless, prolonged sitting has a direct, measurable impact on prostate health, and not in a good way. Here's why. When you sit for long stretches, especially without shifting positions or getting up, you put sustained pressure on the perineum. That's the area between your genitals and anus. Right underneath that sits your prostate. This constant compression reduces blood flow, leading to poor oxygenation and a buildup of waste in the surrounding tissues. Over time, this can contribute to inflammation of the prostate and aggravate symptoms like pelvic discomfort, pressure, or that all too familiar urge to urinate, even when your bladder isn't full. But the effects of sitting go beyond simple pressure. Prolonged sedentary behavior has also been linked to poor metabolic health, which means higher chances of weight gain, insulin resistance, and chronic inflammation, all of which can indirectly impact the size and function of the prostate. According to a 2015 study published in the American Journal of Epidemiology, men who were physically inactive were significantly more likely to report urinary problems compared to those who incorporated regular movement into their routine. And it's not just about hitting the gym. You don't have to train for a marathon or become a yoga master to make a difference. The real key is interrupting long periods of stillness. Think small, standing up during commercial breaks, taking a brisk 5-minute walk every hour, or even investing in a standing desk setup if you work at a computer. These micro-movements stimulate circulation, engage your core, and take the load off your prostate. It's also worth noting that certain sitting positions make things worse. Sitting with legs crossed for extended periods, or slouching with poor posture can compound the pressure and reduce circulation even further. So, posture matters. Aim for an upright position with feet flat on the floor, hips slightly above knee level, and spine supported, especially if you're sitting for longer than 30 minutes at a time. This may seem minor, but the results add up. The difference between chronic discomfort and manageable symptoms could literally be in the way you sit and how often you stand. By becoming aware of your body's position and choosing to move more often, you're not just doing your prostate a favor, you're making a long-term investment in your overall vitality and energy. Let's be honest, coffee isn't just a beverage anymore, it's a ritual. It gets us going in the morning, fuels our afternoons, and for many men, it's almost a personality trait. But here's where it gets tricky. That third or fourth cup might be quietly working against your prostate. Caffeine is a natural diuretic, which means it increases the rate at which your kidneys produce urine. That explains why, after your morning brew, you're suddenly sprinting to the bathroom. But this effect doesn't stop at just increased frequency. Caffeine also stimulates the smooth muscle tissue in the bladder and urethra, often making it harder to hold urine and even harder to fully empty the bladder. This can lead to that frustrating sensation of needing to urinate again just minutes after finishing. More importantly, caffeine is bladder irritating, especially in men already dealing with an enlarged prostate. It can increase urgency, make the stream weaker, and contribute to nighttime urination, which already disrupts sleep in many older men. And it's not just coffee. Tea, energy drinks, cola, even some over-the-counter medications contain caffeine that adds to the load. Now, this doesn't mean you need to ditch your beloved morning cup. In fact, moderate caffeine around 200 milligrams per day, or roughly 1 8-ounce coffee, is typically fine for most people. But many don't realize they're consuming 2 or 3 times that amount throughout the day, especially with hidden caffeine sources like dark chocolate, pre-workout supplements, or even green tea. So how do you manage this? Start by tracking your caffeine intake for a few days. See where the excess is coming from. If symptoms are noticeable, like stronger urgency or waking up more at night, try scaling back gradually rather than quitting cold turkey. And for your afternoon fix, consider decaf or herbal teas like rooibos or chamomile, which offer warmth and comfort without stressing your system. The takeaway? Caffeine isn't the enemy, but it is a factor. Being mindful of how much you're consuming and how your body responds can be a simple, impactful step toward better prostate health. Foods that are spicy or highly acidic, think hot wings, chili, salsa, citrus fruits, and even tomatoes, can irritate the bladder and prostate. While not harmful in moderation, frequent consumption of these foods can worsen urinary symptoms, especially urgency and frequency. This doesn't mean you have to ditch flavor altogether, but it might be worth tracking how your body responds. For some men, simply dialing down the heat can significantly ease discomfort. Try flavoring your meals with herbs instead of hot sauces, and space out acidic foods to avoid overwhelming your system. Believe it or not, your mental state has a direct line to your prostate. Chronic stress triggers your body's fight or flight response, which raises cortisol levels and increases inflammation throughout the body, including in the prostate. Stress can also tighten the muscles of the pelvic floor, making urination more difficult and increasing discomfort. Some men even develop a condition called chronic prostatitis, which is often worsened by anxiety. Incorporate daily stress-relieving habits like meditation, deep breathing, or even just taking 15 minutes to disconnect and relax. Managing stress isn't just good for your mind, it's powerful medicine for your body. Sleep is when your body repairs itself, and the prostate is no exception. Men who consistently get less than 6 hours of sleep per night tend to have more urinary symptoms, likely due to higher inflammation and reduced hormone regulation. Disrupted sleep also messes with your body's ability to regulate testosterone, which plays a role in prostate growth. Create a bedtime routine that limits screen time, keeps your bedroom cool and dark, and avoids caffeine or heavy meals late at night. Your prostate will thank you for the rest. Fast food, processed meats, fried snacks, these are all staples of the modern diet, and they're loaded with saturated fats and additives that promote inflammation. Multiple studies have shown that diets rich in red meat, processed grains, and sugar are associated with increased prostate size and worsened BPH symptoms. Instead, go Mediterranean. Focus on whole grains, leafy greens, healthy fats like olive oil, and plenty of fruits and vegetables. Foods rich in zinc and antioxidants, like pumpkin seeds, berries, and salmon, are especially prostate-friendly. Alcohol is a triple threat. It's a diuretic, a bladder irritant, and a muscle relaxant. That combination can lead to more frequent urination, poor bladder control, and even incomplete emptying of the bladder. If you're drinking regularly, your prostate may be paying the price. Cutting back or limiting drinking to social occasions can significantly ease urinary symptoms and reduce inflammation. If you do drink, opt for lower alcohol beverages and hydrate in between drinks to reduce the impact. Many men avoid the doctor unless something's really wrong. But when it comes to prostate health, early detection is key. A simple physical exam and a PSA, prostate-specific antigen blood test, can help catch issues early when they're easiest to treat. Annual screenings are especially important after age 50 or earlier if you have a family history of prostate problems. The truth is, a 15-minute appointment could prevent months or even years of unnecessary discomfort. Here's the deal. If you don't track it, you can't improve it. Most men don't notice small changes in their habits, diet, or symptoms until it becomes a big problem. That's where technology can help. Health tracking apps made specifically for seniors are now incredibly easy to use. You can log bathroom habits, water intake, stress levels, and even sleep patterns. Having this data makes it easier to spot patterns, and your doctor will love you for it. Look for apps with clean interfaces, large text, and personalized reminders. A few minutes a day can give you a lifetime of insight. Prostate issues might feel inevitable with age, but they don't have to control your life. By making small, consistent changes, drinking more water, moving more, sleeping better, and moderating your diet, you can seriously improve your comfort and health. So, which habit are you going to tackle first? Let us know in the comments below. If this video helped you out, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want more health advice that's easy to understand and actually useful, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. There are more tips in the video description, including recommended prostate health apps and helpful links. Thanks for watching, and remember, your health is in your hands, one habit at a time.